What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into the live. I haven't gone live in a while. It's been a minute. I missed y'all so much, but I've been busy. I've been tired. I've been exhausted. I've just been kind of all over the place. But we here. We here. This is a Hot Topics live. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, but listen, here we are, honey. So I'm going to let y'all come on in the room. And please hit the like button for me on the way in. Hey, Aaliyah, thank you so much for joining. All right. So we have some things to discuss here. I have a list. I have a little list. I have Slim Thug, Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson, Laverne Cox, and Kenya Moore. Hey, Shayna. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Aaliyah. Day one is always the worst. Hey, Queen Lily. Thank y'all so much for joining. I really appreciate y'all. Also, I wanted to say thank you to the new members. I don't know if India M, I don't want to say, well, that's obviously not her last name, but well, maybe it is. I'm just going to say India M. She sent me a Cash App last night. So thank you for that. If you end up watching this live, I'll give you another shout out in my next video because I don't know if India M catches my lives. Kenya said, yes, yes. Yes, I will get there. I just want to give people a few minutes to come into the room. But yeah, hey D Nicole. Hey Jameer. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who showed up and showed out in my last RHOA reunion video. Listen, y'all showed a lot of love. And I don't know if people know this, right? But whenever my YouTube videos do well, it's typically because of you all. It's typically because of my subscribers, right? Whenever you guys engage more, whenever you all watch the video for longer periods of time, that sets, or if you like it more than usual, hit the like button. That sets the algorithm off to be like, oh, people like her. People are watching her. Let's start shooting her out to other viewers, right? And so sometimes I'll get this notification that, oh, you have an increased viewership on this, right? And then sometimes I will get this notification that y'all are showing up and showing out so much that my video is appealing to a wider audience. Okay. So I just wanted to say thank y'all for holding me down in the last one. It's been a rough couple of weeks with the RHOA crowd, but for some perspective, I did go through my numbers. And I have to say, with RHOA, I cleaned up. I cleaned up with the subscribers. I did really well. I think maybe like 400 something subscribe. I don't know. I can't remember, but I did really, really well with RHOA. And even though I kind of went backwards for a couple of weeks because people weren't feeling the things that I had to say about Angela and Kenya, last week was somewhat back to normal. So I just love y'all so much. And also, for those of you who stuck around to the end and heard my snippet and showed me so much love, like, y'all have no idea how much I love y'all. Yes, I'm back in the stew. Yes, I'm back recording again. That snippet that I shared with y'all, I had no intentions of like ever putting that on the EP. Like, I just shared it in like a close friend circle at first, just to see, like, am I tripping? Like, should I throw this away? Should I add another verse? Everybody was like, not only add another verse, but you need to share it too. So that was why you guys got that snippet, and y'all showed me so much love. Like, I was so overwhelmed by that. So there's going to be another verse. It will be re-recorded. I'm pretty much re-recording everything. Everything is just demos right now. So I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. Okay. Let me see what y'all are saying down in this chat, honey. It's all right. So, Aaliyah, in terms of like period and pain and cramps and things like that, for me, something that's helped me a lot is drinking a lot of warm water, specifically warm water or hot water the week before the week of my period. For whatever reason, it makes me bleed less and it lessens my cramps. Also, I learned my pressure points for my menstrual cramps. So if you look up pressure points, there's like 3. There's one here, like between your thumb and your index finger. There's one between your big toe and the toe after that. And then there's one kind of like on your leg, like a little above your ankle. So yeah, I'm right there with you, and I sympathize with you. Mine is about to start like next week or the week after. No, next week. Yeah, it should be here next week. Are we going to discuss Chantel and Jackie? We can. I'll put that last. I didn't have that on my list, but I can definitely throw them in there. Jameer, I can't remember if I greeted you. I'm sorry if I didn't. Hey, Jameer, thank you for joining. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and hit the like button for me, okay? So the first thing I have on my list is Laverne Cox. Now, I have seen this drag queen, Monique Hart, by the name of Mo Hart. For those of you who watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you know who Mo Hart is. Now, Monique Hart was dragging the shit out of Laverne on Instagram, and I was like, what is happening here? I didn't understand. So I went to look at Laverne's, I didn't look at her page, but I saw some clips rolling around, and I got the bigger context, and I was just like, Laverne, are you serious, girl? All right, I'm going to share my screen with you all really quick, and hopefully the audio works. If not, I will just do a brief synopsis, okay? So just hang tight with me for a second, okay? Hey, Mosaic. Yes, Aaliyah. Yeah, I saw a little bit of her live with Mims, Aaliyah. I did catch that. All right, let me pull up Miss Laverne Cox. Bear with me one moment, y'all. And then let me know if you can hear the audio.
You know, I talk a lot about my most recent relationship.
Before I go any further, could y'all hear that? Could y'all hear what she was saying? Oh, Aaliyah, baby. She surprised me too with this one. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could hear that. Let me know if y'all could hear this.
That was, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was awesome. But
y'all hear it? Ah! Yes, we got sound. Okay, period. Let me start it over.
A lot of it is about like my life and my career. But also, yeah, like, I talk a lot about my most recent relationship. That was, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was awesome. But my ex-boyfriend, when we met 5 years ago at the height of the pandemic, he was 26. I was 48. He is blonde hair, blue-eyed, MAGA Republican voter who is a New York City police officer. And we were madly in love and had 3.5 great years. And then things shifted. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm talking about in my show. That relationship that I'm still processing. let's see if this makes you want to come to the show. So the show is called Girl, How Did I Get Here? So a lot of it is about like my life and my career. But also like, you know, I talk a lot about my most recent relationship. And yeah, yeah. And I still love him. I still love him. Even though I did not develop any of his politics, I still have my own. But I still love him. So yeah. Yeah. My ex-boyfriend was 22 years younger than me, hot MAGA Republican New York City police officer. Yeah. To hear more about that, come to my show at City Winery in New York City, July 28th. It's a Monday, showtime 8 p.m. And yeah, love. Yeah.
Hell, I don't know. Okay. Y'all, did y'all hear that foolishness? Did y'all hear that foolishness? We have a couple of things to unpack about what she said because I'm very confused. Baby, when I tell you I'm so confused, oh, goofy head ass. Hey, JG, what's up, baby? D. Nicole, do you hear me? Because the secondhand embarrassment that I had watching that, I was like, oh, girl. Oh, why did you say that out loud? Why are you taking this on tour? You're talking about this man as if you're still in love with him. Before we go any further, let's start from the beginning, okay? She was dating a white MAGA cop. We could have stopped at white because that was enough. You're dating a white man, that fine, okay? I have had my gripes and my complaints and my issues with people who exist under the queer umbrella. Like all that exists to them is the whites, honey. That's another conversation that we could have on another day, but this is not about that. He was MAGA and a cop. Girl. Then she's fawning over him, talking about, oh, the blonde hair, and he had blue eyes. Baby, the self-loathing and the coonery, it's too much for my spirit. The self-loathing and the coonery is too much. Mama, do you know who you are in these streets for real? Laverne Cox is like a trailblazer in the trans LGBT community. She is an icon and a legend for real. And I feel like she doesn't know that. And I'm scared. Laverne is giving drunk auntie spilling tea about how she gave her baby. Listen, I didn't understand what was going on because even like the way she like was doing her mouth and it was like wide open at certain times, I was like, what's happening here? So it could have been that she was drunk because, okay. Then she wanted to say that, you know, I still kept my politics, our politics don't align. Baby, that man's penis was in your vagina, babes. That is as intimate as any act can get. You know that he is hateful. He has hateful politics, and you still decided to lay down with him for 3 years. It's not like you met him and he was such a nice guy, and then like later on down the line, you found out like, no, you were with him for 3 years. So then she's talking about him, you know, saying that she's still in love with him. And then she's talking about like how fine he was. Can I say this? I don't believe that anybody who's MAGA could possibly be fine. It is not possible. If you are racist and hateful in that way, you're not fine, baby. You're not fine. You're not stunning. You're not gorgeous. You're not cute. You're not average. You're not okay. Everybody that I have ever seen, ever, that is MAGA looks inbred as fuck. All tea, all shade. So you were running around the streets with this inbred MAGA cop for what? Just to do it? Just so you could get some dick? Like, I don't even, I don't know, y'all. Yes, D. Nicole, absolutely. Billy Porter is another one. Like, I can't take him seriously. I can't. Who is the audience for that comment? That's what I want to know, because I saw so many people online saying that they were unfollowing her. And, but I'm not big on this. Oh, they're canceled. I can see something, and that doesn't mean like I have to fuck with them, but I don't believe that people really get canceled. Laverne Cox wasn't somebody who was like super on my radar or anything like that. Like, I always thought she was cool. I thought she did a good job on Orange is the New Black. I did watch a couple of episodes of the show that she had with that older Black gentleman, George Wallace. I did watch a couple of episodes of that on Prime. I know it got canceled recently, so there will not be another season. Wait, my connection is doing something weird. Let me know if y'all can hear me before I start going again, because my connection is being weird. Hey, Mrs. Ginger Jordan. So we're talking about Laverne Cox, who very recently bragged about dating a white man who is MAGA and is also a cop. And she was 48 when she met him, and I think he was like 26 or something like that. And we're all trying to figure out, why is she telling us? You can hear me? Okay. Thank you, JP and Aaliyah. We're just trying to figure out why she's telling us. Like, I just feel like she would be smart enough to know that the optics of like that wouldn't fare well for her, especially at a time like now, especially in a space where things feel so much more hectic and hateful than we're used to. Why are you telling us this, Laverne Cox? What's the meaning of this? Thank you, Jameer. She was in it for the thrills and the plot, girl. And here's the thing. I am a girl who's all about doing some shit for the plot, honey. Listen, I have done it. I've done it recently. I will do some shit for the plot. It doesn't mean that that is something that needs to be public knowledge. I did some shit for the plot like 2 weeks ago. I won't say what it was. I'll maybe tell y'all that story eventually. But I said that to say, like, everything ain't everybody's business. Now, in a way, I am kind of glad that she told us, because I'd like to know up front, like, the type of people that we're dealing with, the type of people that we're supporting. Like, I think you're a stupid bitch. Period. Full stop. She should have put that in her journal. This is the wrong climate. Exactly, JP. Exactly. TS was trying to move on, but Craig was like, nah, fuck all of that. Wait, so Maddie and Craig discussed it. I'm gonna have to check that out. Oh, I didn't see that clip. Oh, I need to find it. You know it's true, D. Nicole. It's only funny because it's the truth. Hey, Matt, thank you for joining, babes. All right. Let me see if I added anything else. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. Okay. again, to my earlier point, I know that this man was not fine. The way she's like, oh, he had blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, blonde hair and blue eyes is not the marker of somebody being fine. It just means you have blonde hair and blue eyes. That does not make you fine. It's plenty of blonde hair, blue eyed motherfuckers that give like a jump scare. Like, it's plenty of motherfuckers with blonde hair and blue eyes that if I woke up and I saw them in the middle of the night, I probably would leap out of my body. I know that this man, that you know who's a fine man with blonde hair and blue eyes? Have y'all ever seen the show Sons of Anarchy? If you have never seen the show Sons of Anarchy, do me a favor and look up Jax Teller or the actor who played him. His name is Charlie Hunnam. That is the only blonde hair, blue-eyed motherfucker that I looked at like, oh, he looks like something. The only one. Now, that's no shade to my white folks, okay? There's plenty of fine Caucasians out there. Y'all are out there. But I'm just saying, the marker of fineness is not blonde hair and blue eyes. And that's how I know it's like this deep self-loathing. Now, I may be like taking things a little bit too off the rails with this question, okay? I know that Laverne Cox has a twin brother who is, they didn't transition. I know that they have a twin brother. I think that they're a little bit darker than Laverne. Did Laverne bleach her skin? No, Matthew McConaughey doesn't do it for me, Aaliyah. No. He's never been my type. Charlie Hunnam, aka Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy, that's the one for me. If we're talking about white men, he's at the top of the list. Matthew McConaughey, I'm trying to think of like, is there another white man that I think is like real fine? I don't really go up for white men like that. I really don't. Oh, you know who I met a long time ago? A long ass time ago. I was in my early 20s. I was probably like 21 or 22 at the time. And I had bumped into with one of my actually the homegirl that I was in New York with a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, every time me and Ayana went out, we would always bump into somebody famous, hand to God. We bumped into Spike Lee. We bumped into Jason Statham in LES one time, and he was super nice. He gave us both hugs, and he gave us good ass hugs. And I remember we walked away, and he was like telling one of his friends, he was like, oh my God, I love Black girls. And we were gassed. We were like, oh, period. Oh. But like Jason Statham back in the day was like, I was like, oh, he's fine. But there's something about him that's like rough and gritty. And there was like an edge to him. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain like the way attraction works, right? Like why I would be attracted to this person versus like that person. It's very odd. It's very strange. Let me see who y'all are saying. Yes, that is a fine white man. Hey, ancient soul. Aaliyah, you're silly. You know what? A lot of people feel that way about Brad Pitt. I personally have never had feelings for Brad Pitt. He was a very like, I could take him or leave him. I never looked at Brad Pitt and said, oh, he was so fine. I think he had a period of time where, he was like a good looking dude, but he never did it for me. He never did it for me. Pierce Brosnan, that's more like my mom's type. I feel like my mom is very attracted to Pierce Brosnan. My mom has a huge crush on Harrison Ford. She has a huge crush on Harrison Ford. Okay, that is her boo. You cannot say nothing to her about that man. Hey Bellamy, thank you for joining, boo. Theo James, let me see. Let me look him up. Let me look him up. Oh, yes. Yes. Theo James, he was in one of the seasons of White Lotus, and he was on some Netflix show with Giancarlo Esposito. That's a fine white man. Yes, yes, to Theo James. He's somebody that I would look at and be like, oh, okay. Like if he approached me in the streets, I would entertain it. Theo James is definitely, yeah, yeah, yup. I'm looking through his images. Yeah, yeah, he got it. Who suggested that? Bellamy Blue is it's the taste for me. It's the taste. You know who else I thought was cute for a white man? If y'all ever watched Scandal, Olivia's other love interest that was not the president. Who was that man? Um, was he like a CIA, FBI? He was like somebody that was high ranking and dangerous. But he was another cutie. And I was like, mm-hmm. I don't know his name, but I thought he was fine as hell back in the day. Ancient Soul, that's so funny because y'all have heard me say about other people before that I would let them play in my face, 4 to 8 weeks, 6 to 12 weeks or whatever. Yes, he could get a good 6 to 12 out of me. Alan Richmond, that's what my husband looks like. Ooh, let me see who that is. Alan Richmond. Ooh, you know who else is kind of cute? And I don't even think he comes up in like the conversation of cute white men, but Mark Ruffalo is a little cutie to me. Like if he approached me in the streets, I would entertain it. You said B613. Aaliyah, you're silly. Okay, hold on. Alan Richmond. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, wait, is it Richmond or Rich Son? The guy from what he's on that show. I never finished it. I started it, but it's a show called The Reacher. It came on Prime. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he fine. He big fine. You know what? He looks tall and thick. He looks tall and thick. So Miss Ginger Jordan, your husband look like this man? You did your big one. All right, y'all. Let's move on to the next topic. Oh my God. We're being silly today. All right. Who else do I have on the docket today? All right. So I had Laverne Cox. I also had Slim Thug. Ooh, Henry Cavill. Let me see who that is. Yes, me too. Me too, Ancient. I love a big fine. I love it when they tall and thick, honey. Now, mind you, I like them all sizes and, most shapes. Most shapes. Okay? You can have a little dad bod. I'm okay with that. Just as long as the face card is T and you're funny and you got a banging personality. Like there's so many things that go along like with the attraction for me. Like it's not just the physical. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, who did you say? Henry Cavill? Ooh, let me see. Let me see who this is. This is. Oh, huh. Okay. He's not a bad looking guy, but I'm scrolling through his pictures. I feel like he's more attractive with the facial hair. Like this moment right here is much cuter than the other pictures that I've seen of him. He ain't no bad looking dude. Oh, wait. He's kind of thick. Hold on. Yeah, he needs facial hair for me. Oh yeah. He's cute, y'all. He's cute. Yeah, I see it. I see it with the beard. Y'all, he's thick. Is he tall? Oh, I look at him with the little curl in the front of his head. That's cute. Yeah, look at his shoulders. Yeah, Leah, I like that. Yeah, D. Nicole. Yeah, the taste jumped out. Yes, he is. All right, we're silly. Let's jump into the next story really quick, y'all. Okay. So I wanted to talk about Slim Thug crashing out on the internet about Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I don't know if most of you already know this. Let me give y'all a little bit of background before the crash out that he recently did, okay? Now, apparently, you know how like Megan on her tour, she would like shout out other Houston rappers. You know, she loves UGK. She loves 3-6 Mafia. Of course, she's going to go up for Paul Wall and Slim Thug. Excuse me, they are Houston natives just like her. Now, at some point last year, I guess while she was on tour or she was at some show, whatever the case is, she was twerking to some Slim Thug song. And he had it in his delusional mind that that means that she wants him. Okay. Scotch Gang is lit. Yes, we in here. Hi, everyone still at work. Catch it later. I'll see you later, Claudia Smith. I'll see you for the replay. Thank you for joining. Yes, we are a mess, honey. You got to see the shirtless from Man of Steel. Ooh. Y'all, we could talk about this all day. All right, so let me just play this clip of y'all of Slim Thug being delusional really quick. Wait, let me see if do I have the older video? Hold on one second, y'all. I should have the older video of him. Just so y'all have context. I think that's better. Let me see if I have it. I should have it. What do you think? Yes, here we go. All right, let me share my screen because I do have the old one. Hey, Monique. Thank you for joining, boo. All right, let me share the screen with y'all really quick.
Did y'all see the Stallion dancing to Thug from around the way?
Okay, before I go any further, let me know if y'all could hear that. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all could hear that before I go any further. Slim Thug is 44 years old. He should be embarrassed. We are going to talk about it, JP. Y'all put a 1 in the chat. Y'all can hear it. Perfect. Let's go on. Thank you, Jameer.
Wait. And still tipping. If that ain't a, hey, I want you daddy call, I don't know what is.
Let me just start.
Did y'all see the Stallion dancing to Thug from around the way? And still tipping. If that ain't a, hey, I want you daddy call, I don't know what is. So I'm just waiting on my day, kid. I'm just waiting on her to come to Houston and hit my line like, hey, I'm in the town, pick me up. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time at this point. She brought me out in Houston. Know she got a crush on me by this point. She danced to 2 of my songs. I say I'm in there. I think I'm in there. What y'all think? I probably can't keep her, I ain't gonna lie. She a lot of energy. You can tell from the twerking. You can tell from the twerking. I ain't gonna let her kill me. I can't pop a Viagra every day, goddamn. Well, we can have a good time. We can have, I catch you in the city. Put you in that spectrum. One of these drop top Rolls Royces. We'll have a good time, man. I ain't got the daily energy though. I better kill myself, y'all. Just Slim Thug. Rapper has a stroke. Too many Viagra. Trying to keep up with the Stallion. Man, I just be praying for good luck. You know what I'm saying? Might get lucky one day. Slim Thug, you been throwing cringe game at me. That see, you say that, but why is she dancing to my songs at Coachella? Y'all throwing cringe for thinking that anything cringe. Why would she come to the Houston? She bring me out on stage with her to perform with her. Y'all is cringe. I'm just showing love to the rapper from the city. I'm big up in Megan Thee Stallion because she's from the city of Houston. I'm always just like Beyonce. Them the queens. We gonna turn them up. It's y'all be cringe. Y'all people. Why is he saying that? Y'all the weirdos. We be on stage together. We got pictures together, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the video. I'm the video. Oh, Big in Texas video. Oh, shit, my drop. You talking about some cringe. What are you talking about? She was in the drop top. Shout out my boy Ferris. Yeah, but nah, we gonna always extra rep Megan and everybody else too. We love everybody, all the girls out the city.
All right. So I just wanted to give y'all that context of, and I didn't even realize that that was from April. Okay. I didn't realize that that was as recent as it was. So y'all see the pressivity. Like he has it in his mind that because she shook her ass to still tip in, we all shake our asses to still tip in. That don't mean that we interested in you, Slim Thugger. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and play the more recent update. Now, before I do that, I was talking to my bestie the other day, and we were just doing like we have our daily chats and our catch ups, and we talk about the things, we talk about what's going on in pop culture, this or that, RHOA. And I was like, girl, by the way, I just saw Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson on Instagram, smitten kittens, just, grinning from ear to ear, and you can tell they are so happy together. And I was telling her, I was like, I love this for my girl. I'm so happy for her. She deserves happiness. I saw so much player hating in the comments from namely niggas. I mean, of course it was some women out there because she gets a lot of hate in general, but people wanted to list all of the niggas that she dated. And I was like, if you listed all of the niggas that I dated in my 20s, it would probably be more than what y'all are citing, because the reality of the situation is that y'all don't know people's business like that, and y'all don't need to be in people's business like that. And that's how dating in your 20s should be. Somebody fucking around, move on to the next one, on to the next. Now, I will say this, I'm I'm in my late 30s now. So dating is a lot different for me, right? The standard in my late 30s is a lot different than my standards in my 20s, or even, I think Megan just turned 30. Yeah, she did. So it's different. I said all that to say Megan is doing exactly what she needs to be doing. All the women in their 20s and early 30s, y'all need to be on to the next one as soon as one starts acting up, okay? So I've just been loving just seeing her be so happy and giggly and smiley. And she said he was the nicest person she had ever met. He was getting questioned to the side at whatever event that they were at, and he had named her parents by name. He knew their first names, and he was like, her parents would be very proud of her. I said, oh, they're in love. They're in love. So I love that for my girl. But I've just seen so much hate for Megan, and I don't understand it. I'm just so happy for her. And I hope that young women are taking notes, because she's doing it exactly how you're supposed to be doing it. These niggas start cutting up and acting up, head to the door and then find somebody else who can do the things that you need in your relationship. So let me go ahead and play the second part, the follow up to this Slim Thugger Chronicles. Okay, he is feeling some type of way that Megan is dating Klay now. He feels some type of way because Megan turned him down, shot him down, and brought Klay Thompson a $300,000 watch. Sir, you're 44 years old. That's none of your business. That girl is 15 years younger than you. That girl is 15 years younger than you. She already turned you down. So let's go ahead and listen to part 2 of what he had to say. Okay. Hey, Bernalee, thank you for joining, boo. All right, let's get into it real quick, y'all.
You didn't think I was that nigga. You ain't give Slim that chance, but you got.
Okay, before I go any further, y'all can hear that, right? Exactly, JP. Monique, clock it. Clock the T. Ain't no reason to hate that girl. She don't do nothing but be beautiful and make banging ass music. And be confident. I ain't see that girl do nothing to nobody. He's one of them creepy ass uncles that don't know how to take rejection. Clock it, D. Nicole. Could y'all hear that clip that I started playing? Can y'all hear that?
Hey, that nigga you thought was that nigga that chance.
I don't want to start fully playing before I know for sure. So drop a 1 if y'all can hear it. Drop a 1 for me, y'all, real quick. And then I'll play it. Slam the like button. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jameer.
He not around 25 years later still buying Rolls Royces. So don't ever fucking be mad at no. Just accept the no and the rejection and know that if you a tough motherfucker like me, you gonna get your time to shine. They have to live what they told you no. Okay, if it ain't me, let's see how that work out for you. Let's see what you end up with. Yeah, I like the watch. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not talking about the Stallion. She got her own boss like resort and shit. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not talking about her. I'm talking about real life shit. Y'all gotta realize, man, that's as much as I like the Stallion, I'm not trying to. I want to be treated like the king, man. She a whole queen. That's expensive. Did you see the watch she bought that nigga 300? Man, you didn't think I was that nigga. You ain't give Slim that chance, but you gave that nigga you thought was that nigga that chance. He not around 25 years later still buying Rolls Royces. Man, what kind of gift you got to buy back if she give you a $300,000 watch? I can't have no woman, little boy in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm representing boss energy. I cannot have a woman buying me a $300,000 watch expecting me to buy her, some of that magnitude right back. Hey, baby, I know where I'm supposed to be, and that ain't it. So, yeah, that's not real. That's just, I love, Houston women, and whoever Houston, I'm cheering for you. Rappers, I'm a cheer for you. I'm a you the one, because it's true. You bad, you the one, and we love you, but actually trying to be in a real relationship, come on, man. I'm King Joffy, man. That's the only thing I'm gonna accept. Nobody doing that of that statue. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm looking for. You feel me? I know what I need. I'm acts of service is my love language. Y'all see the meals in the bed. Man, what kind of gift you got to buy back if she give you a $300,000 watch? I can't have no woman, little boy in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm representing boss energy.
Okay. Y'all have heard enough foolishness by now. Now, okay. There's so much to unpack about that. Just absolute fucking nonsense. First things first. You never stood a chance with Megan Thee Stallion, right? So there's this like Aesop folktale, right? Of like the fox and the grapes. And remember, like the fox was trying to get the grapes out of, off the vine or whatever. And he couldn't jump high enough to get the grapes. So when it was that he realized that he couldn't get the grapes no more, he was like, fuck them grapes. I don't want them nasty ass, sour ass grapes no more. They were out of your reach. They weren't going to be yours to have. So Slim talking about, oh, that's not even my love language. I don't want nobody buying me 300. See how the line, men always move the line too. I noticed. Because I noticed a lot of men say they want a woman that can buy them things and trick off on them. And, if a woman can't match my status, then she's a gold digger. But here this woman is buying this man that she's in a relationship with a $300,000 watch. And it's, oh, well, my love language is acts of service. But that ain't got nothing to do with her. You were never on her radar, babes. So you were never at risk from Megan buying you a $300,000 watch and deflating your ego in some way, because you could really tell he felt some type of way about that. You're not a boss, nigga. Get your fucking weight up. Get your weight up. Klay Thompson's net worth. Klay Thompson's net worth is $70 million. Slim Thug's net worth. Slim Thug's net worth is $2 million. I thought it was going to say like 100,000, because I don't know how he got to be at 2 million. Like, what record has Slim Thug put out since like 2003? Hello? Let me see what y'all are saying up in here. Hey, W Payne. Thank you for joining, boo. Why would Megan want him in his 3-strand beard? And then the beard had split ends. Yes, Mrs. Ginger Jordan. Never stood a chance. And that's the thing, Allison. Like, you're saying, like, essentially, like, I'm too broke for her. Like, you're not ashamed to say that? Like, that's so strange, and it's so odd. And this, mind you, this man is 44. But I don't know. Okay, here's how I feel too. I feel like when you date, you should date someone who can financially match you in your efforts, right? I feel like rich women should be with rich men, because that right there is a problem that you will encounter. Some man feeling insecure because you make more than them. And now they're going to, move the line and say, oh, well, that's not even my love language anyway. It's acts of service. I want her to cook me breakfast and bring it to me in the morning. Oh, he wants you to be the maid. He wants you to be the maid. He wants you to be in a position where you can stroke his ego. You buying him a $300,000 watch, which she was never going to buy you anyway because you're not her man. Her buying you that wouldn't stroke his ego. That would crush his soul, because he wouldn't be able to match that. He wouldn't be able to match her energy. So, yeah. Why are these elderly men even speaking on Meg? Like, first Slim Thug, Shaq. Like, I need y'all to stop worrying about these young girls before they get the Shannon Sharp special. Yeah, that's the other thing. So sweet. Because Rodney, the voice, made this really great point, right? That whenever older women date younger, it's always a guy that's like in his late 30s, 40s, somewhere around there. That's young. When these men attach themselves to younger women, it's always like somebody in their teens, somebody that's way, way younger than them, 2 generations younger than them. Why are you in her business? She is very happy with Klay Thompson. They're doing little voiceovers together, little mini vlogs. Y'all, they are cute as a button together. They are so fucking adorable. And I love that. But why are you speaking on that girl's relationship? And the other thing that concerns me is, like, you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown man with children. He is 44 years old. I know he definitely has at least one child, but this is my concern about like the internet, because it's like the place, the landing pad where everybody feels like they can have their like internet crash outs. It's a place where they feel like I'm empowered to be my nastiest, most emotionally dysregulated self to share with the world. We don't want to see that. We don't want to know. It is so fucking embarrassing. Also, I saw in the last couple of days, Megan's ex-boyfriend. Now he posted a clip of himself rapping. He didn't say her name in the record. He didn't say Megan's name, so that's why I didn't want to run with this. But he was just basically saying, "Oh, why you with that nigga? You know he ain't me. You know my sex is crazy. You know I spread them cheeks. Do 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 do." He was doing all of that shit. Now I guessed he was talking about Megan. He didn't mention her name, so I didn't want to run with that just in case. But I'm almost pretty certain that it is about her. And I just felt so grossed out and disgusted for her, because I think she broke up with him because he cheated on her. So for him to make it about like, "Oh, you miss me because the sex was amazing." True story. True story that, about myself, little side anecdote, little side story. I was with this guy some years ago. This was a decade ago, okay? 9 years ago. But I was with this dude. I was dating this man that I met from New Orleans. A demonic Creole man. Anyway, we were together for a little bit, and he was supposed to come to my graduation. I had graduated from cosmetology school, and he literally like ghosted me like days before my graduation. And I was devastated, but ultimately I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like I had no choice but to accept it. A year later, he had called me on my birthday. Literally on my birthday, which I thought was very fucking weird. Okay? Didn't answer. And then sometime after that, he had sent a video of us together doing something explicit. And I can't even tell y'all how violated I felt. I felt so fucking violated that he would do that he would try to use that as a way to like get back in and talk about, "Oh, I miss this, I miss you." And I was disgusted. I wanted to throw up. Like you ghosted me, right? And then you want to send this video trying to reminisce. So like when men make everything about sex like that, like it makes me feel so disgusted. Oh, Monique. I already know. I already know a lot of the times, most of the times, those rejections are blessings, and you don't even know what God or your ancestors are protecting you from. So ultimately, that was how I ended up taking it. I was like, "Oh, okay." There was another person. There was another person that I started talking to. I talked to them very briefly, maybe a couple of weeks, but I had a dream about them one time. And in the dream, I had seen, I don't know if you, okay, this is for people who had ever been in New York City in the train station, rush hour, like 34th Street, Penn Station, and like any one of those stations, 42nd Street. There is like, there's a current of people that comes whenever a train is passing. So like when a bunch of people get off the train, it's like a current of people that goes through the tunnel, and you kind of like, you have to just go through this current to get to whatever train. If you have ever traveled during rush hour and you needed to transfer to another train, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, I dreamt that his picture was being moved with the current of the crowd. Like he was just being moved far away from me and fast. And I knew that was a sign. I took it at like, my ancestors were like, get him the fuck out of here before we do. Like, I don't know what it was. And then we had a conversation maybe not too long after that where it became very, very apparent to me that like the dream was correct and he needed to be moved out of my life. So sometimes like I don't be tripping off of no nigga. Like, if you don't want to be here, please go. If I get like a dream or like some type of intuition, some type of vibe, something in my gut that tells me you don't belong here, I will follow that shit. Because baby, let me tell you, a man will destroy your life so fast and have no problem doing it. Okay. Anyway, child. Hey, Judy. Thank you for joining, boo. Thank you so much for joining. Yes. To try and get you back into bed to siphon your soul. Let me tell that now. That's another thing, Judy. This part right here, to try to get you back to siphon your soul. I had a conversation about this recently about like exes spinning the block and coming back and all those types of things, and why I have such a hard time with forgiveness. Okay. This could speak to like my neurodivergence as well, and like pattern recognition and that type of thing. But anyway, just to give y'all a quick layout, I had been with a couple of people who had did some things that I felt were just very heinous things. Okay. I forgave them and I allowed them the space and the chance to be in my life in the capacity of friends. These men had realized that I wasn't joking about being just friends, right? You're my ex. We're friends now. I forgave you. We're friends. The issue is that these men wanted to be in my life in the capacity that they wanted to be in, not in what I would allow, right? So they started acting like my ops again when they realized that I was not entertaining them romantically. And I was like, oh, so you didn't want forgiveness. You wasn't fucking with me for real. You came to finish the job. Because why does it matter that I don't want to be with you romantically anymore if I already forgave you and I told you that I was cool with us being friends? So this is my issue with forgiveness, and certain things are too far to allow a person back to your life. Now, I have taken this conversation so far off the rails. We've gotten so far off the rails. But to tie it back to Meg really quick, and Party, I just felt so disgusted for her that if this, this snippet, this song was indeed about her, which I think it was, for him to make it about sex, I was like, that's such a violation. Like, especially like when there's like real problems in a relationship. I'm not a person where I think that sex is a band-aid for things. If we're not in a good space, I ain't trying to have sex with you. Now, if we're in a good space, I'm like Quad and King. I'm trying to have sex twice a day, 15 times a week. Like, I have to be in a good mood. Like, it's kind of like when I'm stressed out, like I'm not trying to have sex with you. Like, it ain't, my appetite is not as like ravenous, but when I'm in a good mood, I want to eat everything. Let's go out, let's party, let's have sex, let's do all of the things. But yeah, shout out to Meg. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. She has had a super rough go at it in the media, in the past couple of years, especially after that vicious attack against her where she almost lost her life. And I am just sending her so much love because I really dig that girl. And I think she's so special and so talented. And I hate the way she's being treated by fans, by the media. And it's just good to see her happy. It is. I hope that she can just block out all of the noise and, be happy with Klay, her NBA player, honey, Mr. Golden Brown, and they look so good together. They look good. They look happy. And that's what matters. Let me see what all y'all are saying in here. It's about control. Exactly. Oh, wait, let me see something. Judy, are you still YouTubing? Are you active on your page? Let me see what else I was saying. It's okay, Jameer. Thank you, boo. I'm definitely better for it. Trust me, y'all. Thank you, Bernalee. I appreciate y'all so much. Oh, y'all are sweet. I'm okay, y'all. I'm better for it. I have been in therapy. I've processed. I've gone through the things. I've healed. I've made sense of it. And it kind of just is what it is. You live and you learn. But you have to learn. Because I feel like some people live and they experience and they don't learn. They end up in the same situations, in the same cycles. Y'all can trust that as soon as I get into something with somebody and things don't feel right, I'm like, the discernment is so on point now. Okay. So Big Bonnie is safe. Big Bonnie is safe at 37, y'all. Wait, hold on. This comment is not showing. I am just started back getting active. Okay. Well, if y'all are in the chat, go ahead and follow my girl Judy under the name of Ill Prepared Vintage. She has a YouTube channel. She does like styling and fashion and like vintage pieces. I think she has a Etsy shop as well, so you can shop that in her bio. Just starting with style shorts again. I've been busy moving it into attempting to get more inventory on the site. I'll be up and running shortly. Okay. Well, we'll be here when you get back. We will be here. I love you too, baby. This is a serious question, not even tongue in cheek. How do straight women still deal with the men? I'm queer and most of my friends are queer, so I don't know. Well, I'm not a straight woman, so I don't know. I don't know, Bernalee. I'm not a straight woman. I'm bisexual. And because I have dated a lot of fool ass men, I can't erase my history with women. So yeah, I'm not a straight woman. As far as men goes, I haven't seriously entertained a man in I don't even know how long. My last boyfriend was like 2013. So yeah. Actually, okay, the one after that was in 2016, but that's the one that sent me the video like on some messy shit. And I don't really count him no more. So yeah, it's been at least a decade. I don't really fool with niggas like that. Like a lot of the times for me, I'll start talking to a dude and then like um we'll get like maybe like a month in and then I'll start seeing things and I'm like, you know what? I'm good on this. I'm good. Um I'm trying to think of the last guy that I dated. The last guy that I dated was at some time last year around the holidays. Now, this was somebody that I had known in high school. I was a freshman and he was a junior in high school. We only ever flirted, we never messed around. It was super innocent. We had like gym class together or something. We only had one class. He was a dancer. And hold on one second, y'all. My alarm is going off. Let me turn that off really quick. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So the last guy that I kind of like somewhat dated, we went to high school together and it lasted like maybe like a month because I started seeing things and I was hearing things and I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Okay. This nigga had 3 baby mothers. He had 3 children, 3 baby mothers, a lot of baby mama drama. And then he would say things at times where I'm like, that's misogynistic, that's sexist, that's this, that's that. And like we would have these like huge arguments, like these huge, big blowout arguments. And something I noticed that he would do is I would stand firm in however I felt about whatever it was. And he would concede to me so that we would get back into a good place. And I didn't like that. I'm like, no, stand on the shit that you were saying. You were saying some bullshit and those are your beliefs and it is what it is. So after that, I was just like, after that, I pretty much resigned to the idea that it's probably really not going to work out with me and dudes in like a traditional way. You know what I'm saying? I have like dealt with some other dudes after that. One kind of like in a friendship capacity, but we're friends and that's why it works. That's why, I haven't wanted to hurt him because we're friends. Like we have that foundation. But outside of that, no, honey. Thank you so much for the super chat, Juju. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Y'all, I feel like we are all over the place. We got so far off topic, but I don't care. I just love shooting the shit with y'all. And I haven't gone live in a minute. And I really actually like in real life, I missed y'all. Like I really missed the fuck out of y'all. But I've just been busy. I've been tired, putting in a little OT. Did I? Yeah, I feel like I've given y'all like a pretty decent update on what's been going on with me. But yeah, I've just been working, later hours, trying to get some OT. I have some like new equipment that I want to get. The mic that I want is like almost $300. The mic shield that I want is $200. So I'm like, I gotta put my shit together because I want it to be crispy. But like being a musician is so expensive. It's so expensive. But I am really trying to put my best foot forward right now because I'm like, I will be 38 next week on Wednesday. I'll be 38. I started writing songs or making music when I was like 12 years old. And it's like, girl, are you going to wait till 50 to put out a project? Like I was saying before, I graduated cosmetology school 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. I was class of 2016. 2026 is next year. My 10-year anniversary is next year. I feel like it just happened. So I'm like, I don't want another 10 years to roll by. In 10 years, I'll be 48. You won't wait till you 50 to put out a project? No, bitch. Like, that's why I'm just trying to get my shit together now. I'm popping a lot of pussy. I'm working OT, trying to. And the thing is, like, I'm jumping around. But I always like talked myself out of putting projects out or putting out singles or this and that because I always felt like I wasn't ready or I didn't have this or that and I didn't have the budget for this and I didn't have. And it's like, girl, with all your other art mediums, you have figured it out as you go. So why is music different? Anyway, let me see what else y'all are saying up in here, child. Y'all know I be getting sidetracked, honey. Yeah, no, I feel you on this, Bernally. And no need to be sorry. I feel like those of you who are new to my channel, y'all are getting to know me, but I think it's a great question. It's something that women should definitely think about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's far and few between for me, and that's what I was speaking to a little bit earlier. How I dated a lot more frequently in my 20s, and now in my late 30s, it's like, in terms of men, that is, because the more you date and the more you grow and you learn your standard. Well, for me anyway, my standard is just set up in a way that it was not in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know myself at that time. And I just have a deeper understanding of what my needs are. And I think that a conversation that I want women to have more, right? Because I keep seeing like these conversations of like, oh, you know, I'm so lonely, I'm so this and that, I want romantic love. Like, babes, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Like, if you're only attracted to men, like you're down bad. You're having this expectation that they're going to show up in a certain way when traditionally they haven't. It's like, give it up, delicious. You know, I even though my standards are a lot different, and I'm like, I leave niggas fast. I don't feel lonely. Um, I think that though could have something to do with the idea that personally, right? When I was growing up and just, you know, part of my coming of age story and just becoming a woman, I was never a woman who looked forward to marriage and children. I feel like there are a lot of women who are like, I want to be a mother, I want to be a wife. I was never that girl. I was very self-absorbed and self-involved and self-contained, and I knew that I wanted to be an artist, and I knew that I was going to be my own bag. I never had this idea for myself that I would be this kept woman. So like my dreams of like having some fairy tale life with some man, like my dreams are not crushed because they were never a part of my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have always thought of men and children in relation to who I was in a relationship with, right? So like if I was in a relationship and we have a discussion about children or marriage, only then could it be a possibility. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm entertaining this idea of marriage and children. But outside of that, like it was never a thing for me that I was like, oh, I need this in my life. I need to be a kept woman. Like, no, not at all. Like I always had dreams of being like a musician and a DJ and like so many other things. Like it was never that for me. So I think a part of it is like how you're socialized as a woman. So yeah. Let me see what else y'all are saying. I love this conversation. I didn't even know that we would get like this, but I love this. You have to have a good picker and you don't want any problems finding the right one. Hey, Angelique. I always love that name, Angelique. I think that's so pretty. We as women need to accept the red flags and warning signs. If we did, I agree with that 100%, babes. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, people see red flags and they just keep going past it like it's not a red flag. It's like that was an indicator that you're not supposed to be with that person, babes. And listen, I've done it. I'm not a perfect person. I've definitely been in situations that I absolutely had no business in because I ignored red flags and I wanted to see the potential in a person that was not there. I was projecting my own goodness and my own potential onto a person that did not deserve that. So you live and you learn, babes. Oh, I miss you too, babes. Glad you are back. Thank you, Apple Charm. I miss you too, W Payne. I have not seen those babies. I haven't seen the birds at all. Okay, so y'all were on a live with me a couple of weeks ago and I showed y'all like my 3 little robin's eggs, and then, you know, they had hatched and they got their feathers and everything like that. And then I think that they had learned to fly and they were gone from the nest. So anyway, a really strange occurrence happened a couple weeks later after I had stopped seeing them in the nest. I walked outside of my door, the front door one day, and I saw a feather, like a gray feather, like the same color of, you know, the robin. And I was just like so taken by that. And I just took it as a sign that, you know, the babies were okay. And they were like, thank you for watching over our babies. Like, I don't know, like I'm just like a super woo-woo person like that. So I took that feather. I don't know where it is. I have it somewhere. It's somewhere around here. But I don't even see the parents anymore, the robins. But hopefully they'll come back. They'll likely come back and start another nest in that same tree. So that's what my hope is. And then I saw like a little praying mantis family in my backyard. So it's been like a lot of babies around here. But we've been having like a lot of thunderstorms. And then I would see this family of praying mantises every day. It was 4 of them. And I would always check for, okay, you here, you here, you here. And then one day I just stopped seeing them. And I prayed that it wasn't, because of the thunderstorms. I hope that they just relocated. I'm telling myself that they relocated and they're all safe and they're happy. So thank you for asking, Aaliyah. I'm one of those like kooky woo woo people. Yes. Sometimes we got to have girl talk, Monique. W Payne, I feel like we be on the same page a lot, babes. I really do. I really, really do. No such thing as perfect circumstances. Just got to do it. I know that's right. That's so true. Same sex relationships have the same issues straight couples have. This is a great point. This is a great point. Just to speak to that a little bit. I find that in same sex relationships, the same issues come up when I don't want to say queer couples because everybody's not queer. That's a very specific definition. When gay and bisexual people, when they try to recreate straight dynamics within their relationships, then yes, you have a lot of those same issues. So I agree with you 100%. And that's a conversation for another day because I've definitely been with a stud that she act more like a nigga than a lot of niggas. Like it was so fucking egregious. I was like 22. I think she was 30. I was 22, she was 30, and I was at her house one day. Do y'all know that this bitch was on fucking downlink? This bitch logged onto her fucking computer while I was at her house to get on downlink to check her messages. And it's like, bitch, why are you doing this? You trying to be cute, you trying to show off, you trying to be funny, you trying to hurt my feelings. Like, I'm telling, like, sometimes these women really do be acting like niggas, and those dynamics get recreated. So you're not lying, sexy sassy six. You're not. It just really depends on the person. That's a whole nother conversation, child. Hey, shy girls. So you've been with more women. I wouldn't say that I've been with more women. I definitely wouldn't say that I've been with more. I think I've been with more men than I've been with women. But I've been with like my share. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to scale that because like I'm thinking of college. I'm thinking like I'm almost 38. I'm 38 next week. So it really depends too, right? Because it depends on when you knew me from, what time in my life you knew me from. Like there was a period in time where I only dated women. If you met me between like 20 if you met me between like 2012 and 14, maybe 15, there's a period of time where I primarily only dated women. Like I have a group of friends that met me at that time, or I have at least a homegirl. Shout out to Kia. But I remember like after I met her and we started hanging out and stuff, and then I started kicking it with men and whatever, she was so taken aback by it. She was like, I know you as a lesbian. She's like, what? It was very confusing to her to see me with men in a romantic setting because at the time that she met me, I had only been with women. So it's hard to scale something like that. It's hard to say. I want to say it's been more men, but then there was I don't know. That's hard to answer actually. I didn't know we were going live. Hey, Bonnie Scotch and Scotch Bonnets. It's been a while. Now, Hot Commodity, I ain't seen you in a minute. I ain't seen your name in the comments. I ain't seen you. Actually, I did see you. I seen you in other people's comments, and I was like, where's my girl? I missed you. You're welcome. Okay. You never get around to viewing the tarot reading I sent you on IG a few weeks back. Okay. Yeah, I never got around to it. People are sending me messages all the time on IG. I used to post like a link to the videos that I was doing on Instagram, and people would just be messaging me all the time, frequently, like all day, every day, to the point where I was like, I understand why Rodney the Voice says he doesn't check his DMs, because I get overwhelmed and overstimulated. Like it'd be too much going on. And then like people between Instagram and Twitter, like, is sending me stuff all day. And then a lot of it be like stuff I've already seen. Like 99% of it be stuff I've already seen. It's like, y'all, I follow All True Tea. I follow all the same accounts that y'all are sending me. This is not tea. Like I got the same internet that y'all got. You know what I'm saying? And that's not shade to you or anything like that, Leah. But sometimes I genuinely like just like I check out of Instagram. Like I make it a point to like not even really be on there unless like I have to like go and do research for like something that I'm covering, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Bernally, what was I saying? Because I was rambling a lot, honey. Yes. I just learned something. I never thought about the dynamics in a gay relationship versus a straight relationship. Yeah, Monique. Yeah. Yeah. It's such a layered, complex conversation for real that I wasn't even prepared to have today. But it's very layered. Exactly, Aaliyah. A woman overcompensating with hypermasculinity is exactly that. Did I hear Mariah's new single? I have not heard it, but I know that she just released her new single with Kaylani and how do you say that girl's name? Shensia? I think it said Shensia. Very, very gorgeous Jamaican woman. But I cannot wait to get into it. I can't wait to hear it. Thank you for reminding me, Jalen Tiana. Heteronormative behaviors be following motherfuckers based on how they witness and experience gender roles in their adolescent environment. Absolutely, 100%. Could not agree more. I was with a woman for 16 years, so I eventually married so we can have the conversation. LOL. I'm just here, got off work. Hey, Strong Reality. Welcome. Hold on. I've been missing the videos, but catching up. Just wasn't commenting. Oh no, I'm not holding you to that, Hot Commodity. I'm just fake giving you a hard time, girl. But I appreciate you being here. I really, really do. Yes, to the Mimi track. I found your channel when you did Type Dangerous live, and I was like, I have to support my fellow lamb. I love that. So I actually got something like 40 subscribers off of that video, and it stunned me because it was like a side video, and I think it was like 10 minutes, and it just really showed me. I said, oh, the lambs are out here heavy. Like I really fuck with Mariah Carey's fans. Mariah Carey's fans are so classy and beautiful and hilarious and smart, and just, I'm not going to name some other celebrities and their fans who I don't really care for. But Mariah Carey's fans, top of the line. So shout out to you, Bernally. Thank you so much for subscribing. The studs don't even count as lesbians. That's a stud. Y'all are silly. What's my name on Instagram? It's Bonnie Scotch. It's the same as here. Bonni Scotch. Harrison Ford. Pierce Brosnan. Yes. Hey, Veronica. Have any of y'all listened to Tyler's new album? Oh, I have a bone to pick with Tyler. Do you like him as an artist? Yeah, I love him as an artist, but I do have a bone to pick with him about that recent album. Obsessed with Don't Tap the Glass. Are you? They're very respectful. I agree. I don't want to hear We Don't Have a Summer Anthem. Lizzo gave us summer albums. What? Okay. We went off the rails. I have to tie it back in, and then we can have a little side conversation about Tyler really quick. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention, it's not a big deal. It's not like a big to do. Okay. But I did catch a little piece of Kenya Moore's live, and she said that she won't be returning for season 17 of RHOA. And I said, good. I don't want to see you, mama. I don't want to see you up here. Get your ass on YouTube and work like everybody else. Because you're the one who went down to your workplace and violated everybody in the space. You're a liability, ma'am. You are a liability. I see a couple of y'all follow me on the gram. Thank y'all so much. Okay, yeah, I already shouted her out. Shout out to India M, who cash at me. But what else was I about to say? I just lost my train of thought. Shit. What was I saying just now? Oh, Kenya. Yeah, so she's not returning. And girl, how could you think that you were? You showed somebody's nude photographs at work to a room full of strangers who didn't ask. You can't do that. You can't do that. The network is currently, well, I don't know if they're actually being sued or if the paperwork has, been served or anything like that, but there's talks of a lawsuit because of you. Okay. So sit it out. Give the $25 haircuts down at your establishment. What happened to her selling her clothes? Remember, she was supposed to be selling her clothes like a little trunk show, like a little sip and shop. What happened to that? She does, Aaliyah. Yes, and that's the issue that I have, Aaliyah. And I'm so glad that you said that, because I have made mention of this before, that it doesn't seem, it seems off-brand that a pageant queen, somebody from that world, somebody who's very smart, business savvy, and media trained, to do something like that in the name of Get Back. I'm the number one bitch that's here for Get Back. Baby, when I tell you I'm here for revenge, a revocation, a reversal, sending some shit back to a motherfucker, all of that shit. I'm here for it. Get your revenge, mama. But it's not supposed to blow back on you and your business. That means you gotta tap in up here. You gotta use that noggin. You gotta be smarter. You gotta think 2 steps ahead. Okay, if I do this, how will this be received? You have to have that kind of like forethought as a villain. The villain is thinking about 10 steps ahead. If I do this, this will be the consequence. That's how the villains that I fuck with move. If you want to be the villain, girl, do that. But do it smart. And she didn't do it smart. So now you hanging out on YouTube like the rest of us. I hope you can make it work for you, girly pop. see what y'all saying. They're declassing the show, child. Okay. When was this show ever like the standard of class? When? I just don't remember that time. I still think she is selling clothes, but I don't know about this YouTube thing. She has a great production, but not talking about nothing. I agree with that. Hot commodity. Like most of the shit that she talking about, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't care about what she talking about up there. I don't. Like, I don't want to hear Kenya's opinions about like things. I don't. I really don't, because it feels so forced, and it feels like you're not supposed to be here. Like, you're not one of us for real. Like, this is just a job for you at the end of the day, and you're not good at it. And I'm not saying that she can't get good at it. It's just that's not what we wanted to see from her. We wanted her to see, or excuse me, we wanted to see her be the iconic Kenya Moore in a very particular space. Girl, you're 54. It shouldn't have to be all this. Kenya self-destructed. Absolutely. While we're on the topic of Get Back, shout out to Gertie down to the Miami franchise. What's going on with Gertie? Y'all know I haven't been watching Miami. After I saw Julia or Julie, whatever her name is, throw that drink on her, I said, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this shit. And I think I've already explained to y'all my issue with mixed casts and how the racism always jumps out somehow. So I really can't do mixed casts. Give me a white cast or give me a black cast. Give me either or. When y'all start mixing up the races, the racism always jumps out somehow. And I'm just not interested. I'm already dealing with enough as a Black woman. Like, I don't want to be stressed. I watch these shows for entertainment. You know, I want to laugh. I want to kiki. And when I get up here to talk about stuff with y'all, I want to laugh and kiki. I don't want like my nerves worked up and like to be stressed out and all that. Like, it's not a good feeling for me. Like, I come here to entertain y'all and to make y'all laugh, and so that we can have like, you know, certain conversations. I love talking to y'all about certain things. You know what I mean? Miami, it came in so heavy. The energy was so heavy. And I was like, nah, this is not it for me. So you're going to have to put me on W Payne. She talked all that mess about Sheree, but Kenya is just a pretty face. She has no talent. Yeah, Monique. Kenya thought she was bigger than she actually was, and that team tour was going to be enough to get her back on. I agree with that, Bernally. I agree 100%, babes. Yeah, it was never the epitome of class, but that's not the point. But people keep saying that so-and-so is the class in the show. So no, I don't think that was the point of the show. Kenya always gave me airhead vibes. Listen, when she brought that man to the show, I said, what is going on? When she brought Mark on there, I said, girl, the girls are not okay. This could just be me. Does Kenya laugh? Does Kenya's laugh get on anybody? Her laugh never really bothered me. I like her on YouTube. She's so beautiful and charming, but not entertaining in the way. I'm only really tuned in when she talks about RHOA. I feel that way too, Allison. When she's talking about RHOA, I'm like, okay, let me tune in to see what she's saying. Gorgeous woman. She did a video maybe a couple weeks ago where she had her hair kind of half up and half down. I said, oh my God, what a beautiful woman this is. But she's so nasty. She's so nasty, and she gets in her own way. Kenya Moore gets in her own way, and it's sad to see. Miami was very frustrating. You're smart for not watching. I'm still tuning in, but only because I don't watch anything other than trashy reality shows. Do you watch any scripted TV at all, Bernally? Because right now, I am watching. What am I watching right now, y'all? I'm sorry, my brain just like sometimes like I'm trying to think of something and I can't pinpoint it. Like my but I'm watching, what's it called? Gilded Age. Gilded Age is a period piece from the Reconstruction era, y'all. They're on season 3. When I tell y'all that show is so good, it is so fucking good. Baby, it's booted up on my TV right now. I think I just started episode 4 or 5. Baby, when I tell you the motherfuckers that are involved in the Gilded Age are putting in that work. The fucking writers, the costume designers, the story, the way it's being told, old money versus new money, classism, colorism just came up in the last episode with the prominent Black people from this era. I'm stunned. I'm blown away by this show. I fucking love this show. What else am I watching right now? I'm watching Beyond the Gates. It is a Black soap opera. It is so good. I have not missed one episode of that show, and they are like 98 episodes in. I watched Love Island. I watched all of Love Island. I wish that it was a show that I could keep up with, but the pace of it was too much for me, especially as somebody who works full time, somebody who's neurodivergent, somebody who's like an artist. I don't tell y'all the full extent of all of the things that I'm doing, but I'm always busy doing some shit. If I'm not making an outfit, I'm writing a song. Like last weekend, I think I spent maybe like 8 hours at least writing, churning out things. I wrote 2 verses last weekend. I wrote a verse to Ace Trumpets. The new Clips album, I don't know if y'all have heard it. I've been obsessed for the last 2 weeks. I've been so inspired. I have been watching or been trying to watch every interview that these men have been in because I'm just so impressed by the rollout, the people that they have chosen to speak with, how intentional they are with everything. I've just been kind of like all over the place with my creative input, like the art that I take in. But if you like period pieces, I would highly suggest Gilded Age. It is so well done. It is so good, y'all. Let me see what else y'all are saying. Did we talk about everything? I feel like we talked about everything. Since we're speaking of clips and we're speaking of music, and I did tell Aaliyah that I was going to talk about Tyler. Tyler, the Creator, did put out a new album called Don't Tap the Glass. I did listen to it the day that it came out. When I listen to it, usually when I listen to an album, right, of an artist that I like, I will walk away with at least one song that I love. And I'm like, okay, this is mine. And then I'll play it on repeat. 2 to 3 songs, typically. 2 to 3 songs I can usually get out of Tyler. On this new project, Don't Tap the Glass, I listened to it in full. I did not walk away with one song that I wanted to go back to. And I have been trying to figure out why that is. Now, just to speak to that a little, right? Tyler put out his last album, Chromacopia, October of 2024. It has not been a full year since he dropped Chromacopia, okay? He teased a video for Sticky featuring Glorilla and Sexy Red, which on this album, like every artist, like on the album, they have like the record. They have the banger. Sticky was the banger for Tyler off of Chromacopia. Teased the video, no video. He teased the video for my other favorite song off of, okay, so my favorite songs off of Chromacopia were Ratata, Thought I Was Dead, and Sticky. We didn't get a video for Sticky. He teased the trailer for that. We didn't get a video for Thought I Was Dead. He teased the trailer with that. What is going on? What is going on? Don't tell me you putting out a video and then you release like a 1 minute snippet and then I don't get it. I didn't like that. So I'm actively still waiting on the things from this era, from Chromacopia. And as an artist, listen, I understand as an artist, as a neurodivergent artist, just to let y'all know a little bit about the way my mind works and why I'm kind of all over the place. I think that's a part of it, right? For years, I had made jewelry. I used to sell jewelry and like crochet pieces on my Etsy shop, and then on my Etsy shop, excuse me. And then it just got to a point where I just felt trapped. I felt trapped as an artist. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. Like, I needed to find something else. Okay. And I have that period where I'm like, this doesn't resonate with me right now. I need to set my sights on something else, and then I will fully immerse myself in whatever art form that is. And I get it. I get moving through the eras as an artist. But if you gave us a trailer, I do expect some follow through. So I was kind of disappointed in Tyler, and I'm just like, I'm going to listen to Don't Tap the Glass again. Maybe I'm wrong. It's okay if I'm wrong, you know, and first listen, I didn't really get anything from it. I love Tyler. I'm still going to give him a chance. But to tie it back into the Clips conversation, Tyler is on this Clips album. He is on POV, the track that they have called POV. And I was talking about this on Blue Sky, how impressed with this album and everything that I am. But something that I don't see people having a conversation about is that Clips, these men are like the standard of masculinity for so many men. Tyler, the Creator, is an openly queer, bisexual. I don't know if he's gay. Like, I don't know how he identifies really. I would think he's maybe bisexual, but he is an openly queer man. And for Clips to have embraced him in the way that they have, I was so fucking impressed by that. To hear the way that they speak about him in interviews, I guess I didn't know before this album the extent to which they fuck with Tyler. I was so impressed, y'all. They were in his video, the video that he put out, the Stop Playing With Me. I said, look at this. Look at this. These stereotypical, like hard, masculine, those types of men loving on Tyler, fucking with Tyler. Like following his career and his history. I was like, wait, we might be in a different place in hip hop. He also on the album sampled Busta Rhymes's Past the Cavassier. Don't this hit make my people want to jump? He also sampled that. I have heard Busta Rhymes saying very homophobic things in the past. So I'm like, oh, does he know about Tyler? He let this clear for Tyler. Like, maybe things are changing. Maybe the tide is changing in hip hop. So I've been really impressed by everything that has been going on with Clips lately, and just really loving everything about this album. But I done yapped enough. Let me catch up with what y'all are saying, honey. Strong reality. See, this is why I don't fool with you sometimes. Tyler gets love from a lot of people, kind of like Frank Ocean. Yeah, he does. Hot. He sure does. Pure talent. Clips is also in his new music video. Yep, they sure are. The white adjacent position gets you in a better room. Wait, hold on. There's a conversation here that I missed, child. Hold on. There is so much conversation that I miss here. What you know about Beyond the Gates? What you know about it? Oh, is a new Project Runway coming out? I'm gonna be all over that. I don't think I've ever missed a season of Project Runway. I've seen literally every season of Project Runway, including All Stars. I have seen everything that they have ever filmed for that show. Just as an artist, if you were an artist and you just like looking at art and just like whatever, like it will feed you. Project Runway just feeds me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not one of those girlies who can get on a sewing machine, but I can make myself a badass outfit if you give me enough yarn and a crochet needle. You know what I'm saying? So it feeds me. It definitely does. Ooh, okay. So yes, hot commodities. So Felicia Rashad is definitely on this season of Gilded Age. And the way it's kind of set up with her family, her son is a doctor that had cared for Peggy, one of the main characters, who's a Black woman. And Felicia comes from a family that is like well-to-do. And their family had lived in, I think she said, Rhode Island for 5 generations. And they were never enslaved people. Peggy's father, he became a freed man after some time, right? So you're seeing the clashing between, her family, who they were never enslaved, and this man who just got free and just established his own business, right? And then you hear her telling the grandkids, oh, well, I told you to make sure that they have an umbrella when they go outside because I don't want them getting too dark. Meanwhile, Peggy is darker than me. And I consider myself a dark-skinned woman. Like when I see myself in the mirror, I see Lupita Nyong'o. Like I really think I'm that dark. And Peggy is darker than me. Gorgeous, mind you. So you can see the colorism, you can see the classism, all of those dynamics at play. Y'all, Gilded Age is so fucking good. Like, and like the thing is too, okay, a couple of thoughts. So the actress who plays Mrs. Russell, who is new money on Gilded Age, she was also on this show called White Lotus, which is also on HBO Max. She was on the most recent season. Now, Mrs. Russell is a very classy woman. She's very tits up, very a well-to-do woman. She's very prideful. And then we got the opposite of that on White Lotus. And I was very impressed by the range of the lady who plays Mrs. Russell, even though I thought season 3 of White Lotus was fucking trash. I thought that shit was fucking trash. I would never. The first 2 seasons of White Lotus was shit. The third one, shit went off the rails. And personally, I just feel like white Hollywood has this thing where they like to like play too much in incest. What? If the only thing you can think to write about is incest, you need to call your local prison and tell them that you're on the way right now. Okay? Anyway, I just went all over the place. I really just I just went all over the place, child. What you know about Mr. Me Too? I was like around. I was whenever that came out. What year did Mr. Me Too come out? Wasn't that the Hell Hath No Fury album? Hell Hath No Fury by the Clips. I think that came out in like 2006. I think that came out the year after I graduated high school. So what you mean what I know about it? Basketball Wives. That's right. That's the last thing we're going to talk about. Okay. English is my second language, so sometimes scripted shows are, okay. I like Housewives because none of these women are having witty or clever conversations. Okay, this is so interesting, Bernally. Because I did hear Uba from Real Housewives of New York say something similar, right? Like she learns English in conversation or like through watching TV. So I think, yeah, I think if you lock in with just your favorite reality show, you will find something that you really like. Um, in terms of scripted shows, I think something that you could potentially follow along with is it's a show called Beyond the Gates. It's on Paramount Plus. It's a scripted show, it's a soap opera, so it can be cheesy, but it's a soap opera, but it's still very well written and good. And I don't feel like the language is like so complex that you can't necessarily follow it. I don't even feel like with Gilded Age, it's super complex, but I understand that you're trying to learn, so reality TV might be a little bit easier to digest. If any of y'all have like any other suggestions for Bernally, go ahead and drop it in the comments. But I kind of love that. I love that. So what's your first language, Bernally, if you don't mind sharing? All right, what else? I just enjoy listening to Pusha T talk. I can't put my finger on it, but it's so comforting, like a soft-spoken teacher in elementary school. Yeah, I agree with that. Like Pusha T is very well-mannered. He is very soft-spoken. Anytime I see him in interviews, the way he speaks, I'm always surprised because he speaks so soft and so polite. And then you hear his bars and some of the things that he says, and I'm like, oh, you're really a fucking menace. But like, yeah, like there's a gentleness about him and Malice that I pick up on when especially like when he talks about his family, like when Push talks about like his wife or his son Nigel. He was saying how he's like a really bad parent because he lets his son get away with everything. I'm like, of course he does. Of course he does. What else? Is he still dating Jalen Smith? Who are we talking about? Wait, what? I think I might have missed a piece of the conversation. She was able to pass the paper. Oh, no. Wait. My father's aunt, when I was born, she asked my mother on the phone, what color was I? I am so sorry, babe. I hate that. She was able to pass the paper bag test. It's Black people who really believe in that. It's so crazy. Let me tell you, white colonialism has done a number on our people. I can't believe I've been running my mouth. I've been yapping for 2 hours. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me today. I'm gonna go through these comments and then we can talk a little bit about Chantel, Jackie, Takari, and then I will jump out of here and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. I'm sorry about that, Monique. I ain't got my glasses, so I gotta squint a little bit. Strong reality, don't be starting no mess in these comments, child. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Hot. When they're getting paid, they probably don't care. Everybody is talking about how Tyler unfollowed Frank shortly after the album dropped. Really? Have I watched Untamed? It's pretty good. It's 6 episodes. I have not, but I will look into it. I sure haven't because I'm looking for new shows right now. I love that Peggy is seeing through her father's eyes now that he is a proud Black man and he is established. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully they can dig a little bit more into Peggy and her family's background, her father's background, the mom, how it is that they came to meet. You know, I feel like we'll end up getting that story a little bit later, potentially next season, but there's so much about that family, and I know they have so much lore about them. Like everything about them, I just find them so interesting. Peggy and her ambitions, her dad and his pride, the mom and her being kind of like the go-between between Peggy and the dad. Audra McDonald is just, please, she's everything to me, and she's incredible in this role on Gilded Age. If y'all are not watching Gilded Age, it's in its 3rd season, but if you start now, you'll be so satisfied that you have a chance to binge entire seasons. Now, that was the thing with this season, because when it's a show that I really, really love, sometimes I will just not watch it when it first drops, and I'll just wait until a few episodes build up, and then I could go ahead and binge. So yeah. Who got gorgeous black skin? Who are you talking about? If you're talking to me, thank you. Thank you. Don't let them go outside getting dark. I said, now, Felicia, now you know you need to stop. Blue vein? Okay. I will, Monique. Okay, Tits Up. I got that from, I don't know if y'all have ever seen this show on Prime. It was a show called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That is probably like one of my favorite shows. Like, I loved it. It was so good, funny, through and through, great characters, great story, just a well done, well written show on Prime. It had a few seasons, and it came to a close. They wrapped it up really nicely. That reminds me. So Gilded Age, they just introduced this new character who is Mrs. Russell's sister. And when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, I like this lady. She was on, I don't know if y'all have ever watched a show called Nurse Jackie. Back in the day, there was a show called Nurse Jackie with this very fucking unhinged nurse who was popping pills all day until one day she just couldn't no more. She had a really crazy addiction. But anyway, one of the nurses that was on that show, Nurse Jackie, is now on Gilded Age as Mrs. Russell's sister. And it was so nice to see her because I hadn't seen her since then. And I see that she's gotten older. Like, she's definitely gotten older. And it just was like, oh my God, like Zoe, I liked her so much on that show. So it was just good to see her. Like, yes, get your money. Mrs. Russell and her husband gets divorced. She pushes him too far, child. I haven't seen a strong reality. I don't watch American Horror Story anymore because I feel like with Ryan Murphy, he starts really strong and then shit always ends up off the rails. It always ends up way, way, way off the rails. And I'm like, how did we get here? So I don't understand what he's doing in that writer's room. Hey, Adama, what's up, boo? Same. I love Beyond the Gates. Monique did it with one of the candidates. Okay, you're responding to something. Okay. I like the new husband. Kat's father. I agree with you on that one. Hot commodity. The old Ted, turtleneck Ted, he had the it factor. He just had something about him that this new Ted doesn't have. And I miss the old Ted. I wish they would bring him back, to be honest with you. Crazy members of Team Tour really turned. Yeah, Adama. Liza. Hey, Nizel. Yes, Nurse Jackie was played by the same actress who was Tony Soprano's wife. Yes, exactly. The main lady on Nurse Jackie was what was her name? Carmela on Soprano. So yeah, like it's just nice to see like all of the HBO people like still getting work, still getting gigs and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Nurse Jackie, what's the problem? And the priest from Sopranos, that's right. The priest from Sopranos was the nigga that Nurse Jackie was cheating with. That she was running the streets with. Yes. Yes. That, when I tell y'all that used to be my show, that was my shit. I started watching Nurse Jackie like back in the day, back when like whenever Netflix first started as a company, you had to order CDs. You had to order the disc. It wasn't no streaming. Okay. So yeah. All right. So just to round it off, I'm going to talk about, I feel a sneeze. Excuse me, y'all. I don't want to come out. That's so annoying when you feel a sneeze right there. Anyway. So y'all have all seen the slap, seen and heard around the world that Jackie laid down on Chantel. I wasn't feeling Chantel that first episode that I watched, first, second, third episode of Basketball Wives that I watched. I think I watched 3 episodes and I gave up because I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I stopped caring. But I've been kind of seeing things that have been going on the blogs here and there. But anyway, Chantel, from what I saw, did like raise her hand to her mother first. And Takari recently did an interview with Mims. And by the way, Takari is beautiful. From what I saw in the interview with Mims, she didn't have on a stitch of makeup, but you know who she looked like a little bit to me? And I'm not trying to be shady or nothing, but she looked like Jill Scott. And I know that a lot of thick women hear this. Oh, you look like Jill Scott. No, she really, like her face, the way her face is set up, really looked like Jill Scott, except her nose is rounder than Jill Scott's. But she's a gorgeous girl. But she shared that she and Jackie are on good terms and have been for the past few years. You know, they had a long conversation. They laughed together. They cried. They discussed things. And that made me really happy to know that Takari has a good relationship with her mom. You know, I have heard so many not so great things about Jackie's parenting, but I think it says a lot when, oh, thank you. I just got a cash app from Apple Charm. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. But what was I saying? I like that Takari and Jackie have been able to figure it out. I'm not making excuses by any means. I just think that generation, like Jackie Christie's generation, my mom's generation, you know, the ones that raised us 80s babies. I was born in 87. That generation, they were raised by boomers, and it's just a little bit different with them. You know what I'm saying? So I try to have a little bit of grace. And what matters is that Takari has this relationship with Jackie right now, and they've been able to move on, and I love it. But Chantel's behavior and the way she's been acting in the media and the way she came on the show and treating Jackie when it's Jackie's platform, nobody is saying that, you know, I don't expect that things will be magically healed with Chantel and Jackie Christie. I think they have a lot of healing to do. But I also think it's weird to come on your mother's platform and drag her. I think if you were going to come onto this platform and be on the show with your mom, I think that there should have been many conversations had. There should have been some appointments at the therapist. She should have at least been able to meet Chantel's husband. There's so many things that happen that I'm just like, how did you get here? And this didn't happen. How did you get on the show? And your mother never met your man. And it's just clear that they don't communicate well. Chantel is a very haughty person. I have a hard time with Chantel because I don't think that she ever sees the fault in the things that she does. I can't tell somebody who has been mistreated by a parent how to feel, but at the same time, it's like, your ass don't got to be here. You ain't got to be here either. Also, did you hear the part about Chantel also not talking to Kyrie? I didn't hear that, but I could have guessed it because Takari has been taking it for her mother in a public space, and Chantel don't like nobody going against her. Chantel has a lot of healing to do. She has a lot that she needs to process. I don't think that her behavior was cute. And I think a part of it too is, and again, I'm not saying anybody should, you don't have to tolerate your parents' behavior. You don't have to have a certain relationship with them, but you brought your ass on her show. Right? So I think as people, even as Black people to some extent, I don't think we expect you to be outright disrespecting your mother in that way. Like, no, we weren't privy to the things that happened in your childhood, but we can only see what we can see. And we see you being like unhinged on this show, you know, like very 0 to 10. And from what I saw on this season of Basketball Wives, like this was the most mild that I had ever seen Jackie Christie. And I'm not taking, it's not about taking sides. It's just like, I don't need to see somebody treating their mother in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? I want to see y'all either work it out or you not be here at all. So yeah. Yeah, I believe it. W Payne is saying that Chantel hasn't articulated the issue for real. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem because you got all of this venom. If you can't even like voice what the actual issue is, like, what do you want us to do? Like, I'm uncomfortable. Like, this would have been a good time to like be like, Ma, like we have some issues, we have some unresolved things. I think that could have been like a good moment for a lot of people to see. Like, I want to work through this with my mom. Like, we had a lot of issues growing up, but also to that end, to that point, we don't know Jackie Christie's story, or the way she grew up, or the way that she was parented. So there are layers to that too. That's something that I always think about, something I always consider when the conversation of parents comes up, even with my own mom, even with my own parents. You know, I think about the way that they were raised, and I think about the situations that they've been in. So I have a lot of understanding for a lot of the things that they did and a lot of the things that they experienced. So yeah, I'm not feeling Chantel. I'm really not. Jackie's mother put her in foster care, so she has trauma. Oh, wow. Wow. And then foster care at a time where Jackie was growing up. Oh, please. I mean, listen, it's bad at any time. But I'm just saying, like, imagine in like the 70s when Jackie was a child. Like, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, y'all. But we just hit 2 hours. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to figure out what I'm going to eat. Actually, I'm supposed to be meeting up with a homegirl. I'm gonna see what she doing. I'm about to see what she up to. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for joining this live. I had my set things that I wanted to talk to, and we went off the rails. But I think that is I think that's good. I love when that happens because we be in it, present. We're having our conversations and we just flow. I love the flow. Jameer, you still here with me, baby? Thank you so much. Jameer was the only moderator here today and he is holding it down. And I love you so much. And I love my moderators, period. And the reason I chose them is because they show up for me. They always show up. So thank you so much, Jameer. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, baby. Choo-choo, you still in here, babes? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you so much. And thank you for the super chat. I love you too. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Happy Saturday to you too, Monique. Y'all enjoy, be safe, eat something good. Tell your people that you love them. I love y'all. I love y'all. I don't know if anybody has told you this today, but I love you. I love you. I think you're important. I think that you're special. I think that you're talented. I think that you have gifts to share with the world, and you should do that. You should do that. You should be sharing your gifts with the world. I feel like somebody needed to hear that. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. If anybody's catching the replay, go ahead and drop down in the comments. You know I want to hear from you. Hit the like button on your way out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.